Treasury, or also known as the Armory, which is number 2, I think. So here is, I'm going to follow these numbers down. I'll take a shot of this. We're at the State Armory. We went into the diamond area, around to the Assumption Cathedral, all of this stuff here, which we can take a shot of. You can stop the camera here and read this. And then I'll go back up here, and this is what Fulke and I have done for the past 3 hours in this probably 3 or 4 or 5 square mile area of the Kremlin, inside the Kremlin walls. 12 is the State Kremlin Palace, beautifully done, where Putin and his guys do their thing every working day. We came through this bridge. Probably go out that way where our bus will be waiting. The bridge that goes over nothing, goes over what used to be water, and it's now an underground river. Anyway, this is what we got here, the Kremlin. Amazing place. And the Czarina, who's been waiting for the return of her crown for 39 years, this queen, the Czarina, has been waiting here, sitting patiently for the Tsar to come back with her diamond tiara and her 197-pound robe. Amazing. Just an amazing lady, patient as can be. Okay, we're going to the circus. Here is our circus ticket. Fulke has row 13, seat 4. So we're in the 13th row, and this is the circus. There must be horses in here. I don't know if there's elephants, there's clowns.
Going up.
And this is a very famous guy in the car. You see who this is getting out of the car, the circus performer? Who is he?
Yuri Nikulin.
Yuri Nikulin. I met him.
How
somewhere.
many times?
Just once. This is the second time. This is a very famous bronze of Yuri Nikulin, the founder of the circus, in his famous car, his bronze car. This little guy here, look at all this stuff here. We're at the circus. Watch out for pickpockets, they said. There's the exchange rate right now. It's 24. You give them $1, you get back 24 rubles. Where'd it go? There it is. You give them a euro, you get back 36 rubles. We're inside the circus theater. Here we go. He said we couldn't take films, but a lot of people are taking films. And that's shot right there. They're all lit up. Not very happy looking people.
До новых встреч, дорогие друзья!
On your right, you see a newly constructed building which reminds us of the Palace of Alexis of the 17th century. It is all newly done for you to get an idea how it looked in the 17th century, and it is a part of a souvenir market. We used to bring our guests there because the prices were very good, very good. From people from different groups, and the question was where to buy souvenirs. Buy souvenirs where you see them, like them, and can afford them. Don't wait for another store where it's going to be $5 cheaper. It might be $5 cheaper, but the stripes are of different color, or the size is slightly bigger. Turn right, ladies and gentlemen, when we are going to the bunker. There are some steps there. Be careful, don't be in a hurry. We have plenty of time for everything. Sometimes tourists...
Okay, this is the Stalin's bunker visit we're making today. He camouflaged the construction of the bunkers by building stadiums over it because we were told Hitler would not bomb stadiums. So the major construction sites where they organized materials were stadiums. And that's a large doorway all the way 17 kilometers to the Kremlin from here underground. 3 tanks wide. A personnel carrier with white walls, it looks like.
Unusual in general and unusual to be open to the public in this country. So while the Soviet era is moving away, its artifacts are getting more and more interesting, and probably at some stage they will become as important as antiques in different art museums. Here where you are is part of one's classified strategic system, which they started to build in Russia and in Moscow in particular at the beginning of the 30s.
Would work to provide the army with everything necessary: bombs, shells, tanks, trucks, food, clothes, and stuff like that. And when we are talking about the period after the Second World War, God knows what was easier. Because even in the 1950s, women were plowing as if they were horses, because there were no tractors, no men, no horses to do that. And usually Russian women are extremely strong, because let's have a look at our history. Let's look back. The revolution of 1970, oh, we can start even earlier. The war with Japan in 1905. The first revolution of 1905, the Great Socialist Revolution of 1917, the Civil War, which was over. Gene is by birth.
Here's started it all.
Gene is by birth. Slayer by choice.
This was Lenin's, Stalin's study. We're still in the underground pipe. And dictator's bust. 4-person game. She'll explain what this is. Right, saying now.
Well, your pictures, I'll get to the front and then I'll just remove myself from your pictures, okay? The Stalin study, not very big as you can see, because as I've mentioned before, it wasn't meant for long stay. So the table is memorial and the armchair is memorial. This bookshelf is also memorial. The telephones were brought here. These are all replicas. And it's not his pipe, just there's some lifting happens, so that's why I changed the parts. It's not really. The map which is on the wall that reflects the situation at the front in December 1941, which was the worst time when Hitler's troops, actually October, that was the most chaotic time in 1941, and then December when the battle started. So that reflects the situation at the front. The reason why the bookshelf rotates is partly because Stalin had birth anomalies, like his toes were webbed, and he always wore customers' shoes, boots. Then on the walls you can see pictures of the three icons of the Soviet period, like Engels, Marx, and Lenin. 48, and that's from his. Its memorial was given to him as a present by the Poles And that's how they study in military schools and academies. That's how they study strategy. So I don't have a clue how to play. Very few people do. So as they say, it's very similar to chess. Right? So round things in the middle, they are capitals, and then whatever different cores. But the rules of the game, yeah, I don't know.
What was it called?
Mom. It's called Mom.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
And the picture, because it's hard to imagine that somebody can be winning in front of Stalin, which Marshal Zhukov is doing, right? And also his coat is unbuttoned, unlike Stalin's. And Zhukov, as you see, is wearing two decorations, unlike Stalin, which is very, very unusual. I don't know whether the artist survived or not. Well, the picture is here.
This boom game, strategy game, played in the military schools.
Well, any questions?
What was his reputation as far as military strategy, Stalin? How much did he get involved with that?
Well, this is quite a question, because, well, Stalin, in terms of his education, he had only 4 years in a church school, that's it. As well, party colleagues, with whom he suffered time and shared suffering, troubled time in exile, Tsar's exile. And most of those revolutionaries were very educated people. And they say that he asked them to give him lessons and to teach him. And he was absolutely science-proof. It wasn't very smart, to say the least. But he was extremely well-read. He was talented in his own way and quite clever. But in terms of his strategy, so if you speak about the time before the war, when he beheaded the army and when army generals of different ranks were simply exterminated, and among them was Tukhachevsky, very famous army commander who got his education in Germany, and he knew all the details of the German military machine, but he was exterminated. He was the one who was absolutely sure that if Hitler started...
So now we're in the officers' club here.